All right, so today is the 24th. Today's the 24th. In our planner, remember we finished our last packet last week. This is Math 8. You have homework. Our homework is going to be in the EOG booklet. There's also going to be a Math 8 help video. Okay. And also, please make sure that you study notes from your notebook, interactive notebook. This is the abbreviation for interactive notebook, and note cards. Okay. From yesterday, if you EOG booklet, if you did your homework in the EOG booklet, please check it off. If you watched the homework help video, please check it off. If you studied notes in your interactive notebook and your note cards, please check that off. If not, please don't check it off. I'm gonna pause for the calls, give you a chance to write in your planner. Next week is gonna be the last week that we do a page in our planner. And then on Friday, I'm gonna check your planner for a project grade. Okay, scatter plot and correlation. A scatter plot is a comparison of two quantities.
Why don't I have my pencil out?
You need another one?
No,
Okay.
can I get a pencil?
Oh, can you flip it back over?
It's in the cup. Scatter plot is a comparison of two quantities. Are you laughing at?
Yeah.
Okay. This is what a scatter plot looks like. You have quantities on both the x-axis and the y-axis. You might have age here, and you may have weight here. They're both quantities. They're both represented by numbers. For the most part, that's okay, baby. For the most part, as you get older, so does your weight increases on average. Not all the time, you know.
What's the name of this thing again?
Scatter plots and correlation. When your points are going up, this is a positive correlation. As your age increases, your weight increases, for the most part. This has a positive correlation because as X increases, Y increases. Pause to give you a chance to write. All right, so in this case, as the age increases, the weight increases. As X increases, Y increases. Okay. These could be miles traveled. And gallons, gas used. Okay. Or gallons of gas left in the tank. All right. So you start off with a full tank of gas, and as you're traveling, the less gas you're going to have in the vehicle. As X increases, Y is decreasing. This is a negative correlation. Oops, sorry, y'all. All right, so again, positive correlation as X increases, Y also increases. Negative correlation as X increases. X always increases because you always read X from left to right like you're reading a book. So X is always going to increase. As X increases in a negative correlation, Y decreases, okay? In this case, the gallons left in the tank is going to decrease the more miles you travel. Last one is a no correlation. That's where you have points scattered everywhere. The example of that could be your, let's see, your weight and your grade in the class. They don't have anything to do with each other. Okay? So this is a no correlation. They don't have anything to do with each other. This is a no correlation. The two quantities are unrelated. Points are everywhere. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you keep talking that much.
Okay. Line of best fit. Your line of best fit is the line that best describes the scatter plot. You can say it's line of best fit, linear model. They all mean the same thing. Line of best fit, let me write it. Linear model. They all mean the same thing, okay? And this is the line that best describes the scatter plot. You can only have a line of best fit for a positive or a negative correlation, okay? So there are different ways to find the line of best fit, two different ways. The line should be in the center of the points. You should have almost the same number of points above as below. And it should be going in the same direction as the points.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna draw two. All right, so you pick 2 points. We know the center is somewhere in here, so this is where your line of best fit is going to be, somewhere in here. And 5, let's pick these 2. Maybe they're in the center of those. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 on the top. Possibly 2 on the line. So this is a good line of best fit because the points are kind of in, the line is kind of in the middle. For this line of best fit, the line has to go down because your points are going down. So we want it to kind of be in the middle here. Maybe somewhere in here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Maybe I chose this point here and this point here. Another way to find your line of best fit is to do linear regress in the calculator. To find the equation for a line of best fit. Do linear regress. And we're going to use the calculator to do that. These are the points that are on the scatter plot. You're going to use those points, type in the calculator to do a linear regress. X values, let's use 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 15, and let's do 16. Okay. The Y values, let's make it a positive correlation. Let's start with -5, -3. Let's do 1. Let's do 4. Let's do 3. Let's do 7. And let's do 10. Okay. For the most part, the numbers are going up, so this is a positive correlation. We're going to do this in the calculator. We're going to show you how to do this in the calculator. Let's clear our calculator. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. If you're trying to reset your calculator, it's 2nd plus 7, all 1, 2. Please make sure you clear your calculator. We all need to do this together because you'll see this again, okay? Amanda, sit up. Y'all leave, sit up. You okay?
Yeah.
Amanda, are you okay?
Yeah.
All right, let's do stat. Let's press enter on edit. We're going to type our X values under L1 and our Y values under L2. Okay? So this is L1. You type in all of these numbers under L1 and these numbers under L2. So let's type this in. 1, press enter. 2, enter. 3, enter. 5, enter. 7, enter. 15, enter. And 16, enter. That looks good, baby. Then scroll over, use the arrow over button to go to list 2. And we're going to type in these. -5, use the negative button down at the bottom beside enter. -5, enter. It should be right beside the 1. Then -3, enter. Then 1, enter. 4, enter. 3, enter. 2, enter. And 10, enter. All right, so now if I want to graph these points, if I want to graph them, I press your yellow button, the 2nd button, and the Y equals.
What?
2nd button and Y equals. Taylor, y'all need to do this. You're going to see this again. Isaiah, you need to do this, babe. You're going to see this stuff again. Y equals is right here at the top of the screen. Right here. You see it? So press yellow and then Y equals. Now you're going to press enter. And you're going to press on here. This first graph is the graph you want to do. And your X values are on list 1, your Y values are on list 2. You don't need to change anything else, just cut it off. Now you go to where it says zoom, and we're going to put zoom fit. so that the calculator can choose the correct, or what they think is the correct window range. So we got zoom fit and press enter. And there you go. This is a positive correlation.
Okay.
So now let's draw the line of best fit. Go to stat, go over to calc, and go down to lean red. If you want to put the line of best fit on the graph, then you press second 1. The comma button is right above 7. Second 2. The comma button is right above 7. You're going to press the vars, is right beside clear, right here where it says vars. Vars, V-A-R-S. Then you go over to Y bars and you press enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This is the equation. You can cut this decimal off. Your A is the slope. So you could write this as Y is equal to 0.79 X. And your y-intercept, your B, is negative 3.1. So that's minus 3.1. Okay. Press the graph button so that you can see the line of best fit. There you go. Okay. This is your line of best fit. Pause for the cause. This one is 13, and this one is 14. Okay. 14. Mm-hmm. And then save the other part for tomorrow. Okay. Let's go back to the page that we did last night for homework. I've already done these in the video, so if you need to see those, go back and watch the video. This I wanted you to do with the calculator. Second plus 712, clear your calculator. We want our answers to be written in scientific notation. Where do I go to put my calculator in scientific notation?
I have a question.
Yeah.
You got the last one, question number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Is that multiplication or division?
Which one?
Number
I'm sorry.
8, you know, with the masses versus
At the bottom of this one right here?
Yes.
Oh, I'll get to that one. I'm not there yet. I'm gonna get to that one. All right, look at this one. We go to mode, then go over to scientific and press enter. So now our calculator is going to automatically put all of our answers in scientific notation. Press second mode to go back to the main screen. So let's type this in. We got 2.5, oh, I'm sorry, parentheses. Parentheses 2.5. I'm typing this in. Times 10, caret key, 9, and close the parentheses. That's the first, okay? Then we're going to press times, and put this in parentheses, 4.8 times 10, caret key, negative 3, and close the parentheses. Make sure that you type that in. What does that give you?
1.2 times 10 to the 7.
Very good. It's 1.2 E 7. So this is 1.2. The E represents times 10 to the 7th power. Whatever the number is after E, that's the exponent. Let's do C. Parentheses, 5.2 times 10, caret key, negative 9, close parentheses, times, we got parentheses, 2.3 times 10, caret key, negative 2, close parentheses. Make sure you type that in correctly. Okay, good deal. What did you get here? What did you get here? Type it in. Amanda, what did you get, baby? What did you get? You ain't type it in?
No.
Come on, babe. Type
Well,
it in. Type. Come on, babe.
Wait.
Let's type it in, see what we get. And pause it again, okay? Okay, good. That's gonna give you 1.196 E negative 10. That's the same as saying 1.196, the E represents times 10 to the negative 10 power. Okay? All right, let's do the division one. Okay, same way. Put this in parentheses. Parentheses 6 times 10, carry key 5, close the parentheses, divided by parentheses 2. Oops, sorry. 10, carry key 2. Okay, type that in. See what you get. I'm gonna pause for the calls again, okay? Good. Very good, Isaiah. Okay. 3 times 10 to the third power. This is division again. See if you can do this one and this one. I'm gonna pause to give you a chance to do those, and then I'm gonna do number 8. All right, so let's look at this one. It says Mars is approximately 6 times 10 to the 7 kilometers away from Earth. That's far away. If the moon is approximately 3 times 10 to the 5th, how much greater is the distance? So you gotta divide to figure out how much times greater it is. So we got, this is first, 6 times 10 to the 7th, okay, divided by, because you gotta figure out what number can be multiplied times the distance from the moon to get the Mars. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So we're gonna divide to find that answer. So when we do that, on top we get 6 times 10 to the 7, and then divided by 3 times 10 to the 5th. Close the parentheses. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put parentheses up here. I'm gonna do an insert, that's second delete. And so that way I can just move a number in there. Now I'm gonna press enter here, and this gives me 2 to the second power. So it's, I'm sorry, not 2 to the second power, 2 times 10 to the second power. This is how much times it is greater that it in distance that it is from Mars. Okay. Any questions? All right. Pause for the calls. All right. Let's move on to the next. Okay. Let's do this. Number 10. You're solving for W. That means you have to get W by itself. To get W by itself, W is attached to the L and the H by multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
So we're going to divide by LH to remove the LH on both sides. So this is going to give us V over LH is equal to, this cancels out, this cancels out. So that's our answer. You won't have too much of that. Let's look at 18. It says when 4 times a number, it doesn't say what number, so we're going to say 4x, 4 times x, is decreased. That means this 4 times x is decreased. That's minus 12. The result, that's the equal sign, is negative 36. Okay? That's how you write that equation. So now you're solving for x. What do you have to do to get x by itself? What are you going to move first?
You have to move the 12.
The 12. How do you move the negative 12?
Added 12 to both sides.
Add 12 to both sides. Good job, y'all. So this is gone, and we're left with 4x is equal to, type this in, what is negative 36 plus 12? That's going to be a negative something. What is it going to be?
Negative 2.4.
Not 2.1, No decimals
Oh,
in this.
whoops. I put that in terms.
Oh, okay. Make sure you take it out of scientific. How do I take my calculator out of scientific notation? Second mode, or mode, I'm sorry. And then press enter on normal. Don't forget to take it out of scientific notation. Press second mode to go back to the main screen. Now do it. What does that give you?
Negative 24.
Very good, negative 24. Now what do I do to get x by itself?
Divide by 4.
You divide by 4. When you divide by 4, x is equal to what number? Type it in. Negative 6. Okay. 19. Together, 2 items. It doesn't tell you what the 2 items are. So first item is going to be x, and the second item is going to be y. So together, x plus y, the item's cost is equal to 130. Okay. One item costs $8 more than the other. So let's say that x is equal to 8 more than y. Okay, x is equal to 8 more than y, because it costs 8 more than y does. So now to figure out the cost of each, you're going to replace x with 8 plus y. This is x, so replace it with 8 plus y. Bring down the plus y, the equal sign, and the 130. Now, all we're doing is solving for y. So you can combine the y together. What's y plus y?
2.
2y. Very good. It's equal to 130. Now what do we do to get y by itself?
You
Subtract
on both sides.
Subtract 8 on both sides. This is gone and we're left with 2y is equal to, what is 130 minus 8? It's 120 something. 122. Now what do we do to find the cost of y? How do we get y by itself?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2. Good job. So we get y is equal to, what's 122 divided
61.
by? It's 60. 61. It's okay. Good. 61.
Oh,
So the
except my
cost
phone
of
did.
one of the items is 61. How do you find the cost of x? What do you do?
130 minus 61.
Very good. So you're going to plug in. Actually, you just substitute 61 here. So that x is equal to 8, because remember it's 8 more than y. So it's 8 plus 61. What's 8 plus 61? 69. So one is 69 and the other one is 61. Okay. All right. So we're going to mark these out. We're not going to do those. We did 10, 18, and 19. 10, 18, and 19. Anybody still copying 19? Turn over to the next page, please. Okay. We got to go over this real quickly. Remember, these vertical angles here are angles that are diagonal from each other. So the vertical angles are 1 and 3. What's the other pair of vertical angles? 4 and 2. What's another pair of vertical angles? 5 and 7. What's the other pair?
6 and 8.
6 and 8. Okay. If 1 is 120, then so is 3. It's also 120. Okay. And so on and so forth. They are congruent. These two are congruent. These two are congruent. All right. 1 and 2 are supplementary because they form a 180-degree angle. What else forms 180 degrees besides 1 and 2? 8 and 7 do. What else? 5 and 6 do. What else?
4 and 3.
4 and 3 do. What else?
1 and 2.
We did 1 and 2. What else?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. What else?
1 and 4.
1 and 4. What else?
5 and 8.
5 and 8. What else?
8 and 7. 6 and 7.
8 and 7 and 6 and 7. They all form a straight line. So if I add these two together, I can set it equal to 180. Okay? All right. The other is corresponding. 1 corresponds with 5. They're both in the top left corner. What other angles correspond besides 1 and 5?
2 and 6.
2 and 6, what else?
8 and 4.
8 and 4, what else?
7 and 3.
7 and 3. They're corresponding angles. We already talked about supplementary. Those are the ones that form the straight line. Okay? Alternate interior angles. These are interior angles. 4, 3, 5, and 6 are interior. 4 and 6 are alternate interior. They are the same measurement. What is the other alternate interior? 5 and 3. What's your alternate exterior? Alternate exterior.
8 and 7.
No, they're exterior, but they're not alternate.
8 and 1.
No, 8 and 1, they're on the same side. 8 and 1, 1 and 7 are alternate exterior.
8 and
What's
2.
the other pair?
8
2
and
and
2.
2 and 8. Okay, do you see that? It's important that we go through that again. Obtuse angles are angles that are greater than what degrees?
90.
90, but less than 180. Okay? All right. Let's look at the 2 angles that are right here. What kind of angles are those?
Those are
Vertical.
vertical angles.
They're vertical angles. That makes them congruent. So out to the side here, we're going to set them equal to each other and solve for x. That's 3x plus 5 is equal to 7x minus 7. That's how you set the equation up. Jaden, please sit up. Jaden, can you sit up, honey? Come on, get it together. We don't have that much longer. We only have 2 weeks left, y'all. Come on, y'all. All right, so how do we solve for x here? We move the x's to the same side. I'm gonna move the smaller one. How do I move 3x to the other side? Now, let me sit up, babe. How do I move 3x to the other side?
We should track down both sides.
You subtract 3x on both sides. Good job, babe. This is gone, and we're left with 5 on this side. What is 7x minus 3x? 4x. Then we bring down the minus 7. Now what do we do to get x by itself?
You add on both sides.
Add 7 on both sides. Okay, what's 5 plus 7?
12.
12. This is
14.
gone,
I
and
said 13, but I did 12.
12, yeah. Then bring down the 4x. Now what do we do to get x by itself?
12 divided by 4. 4 divided by 4.
Divide by 4 on both sides. So what's 12 divided by
3.
4? 3. So x here is equal to 3. Okay, if I wanted to figure out what the measurement is here, I would just say 3 times, this is x, 3 times 3 plus 5. What's 3 times 3?
3 times 3 is 9.
9. What's 9 plus 5?
What's that? 14. No, 15. 14.
What you say, right?
Jade.
Oh.
You said it right, babe. Okay, if I wanted to find that answer, okay? All right, let's look at number 16. We're solving x here. What do we know about the angles, all these angles inside a triangle? What do they add up to be? Anybody know? 180 degrees, okay? 180 degrees, all angles in a triangle, okay? It's 180 degrees. So I'm going to add all these angles together and set it to 180. That's 2x plus 4x plus 3x is equal to 180 degrees. So now I'm going to add all of those together. Let's add 2x plus 4x plus 3x. What's 2x plus 4x? 6 plus 3. So we got 9x. Very good. So now how do we solve for x? Divide by what?
9.
Divide both sides by 9. So let's type this in. 180 divided by 9. What's 180 divided by 9? 20. All right, again, how do we set this up as an equation?
You add
I add all of these together. So that's x plus what?
40,
40 plus what?
90.
90. And what is it equal to?
180.
180. Okay, so let's add them all together. This is X. What's 40 plus 90?
130.
130. Now what do we do to solve for X?
Minus 130.
Very good, minus 130. So this gives me X here. What's 180 minus 130? 50. Okay. X is equal to 50. This is 50 degrees here. Okay. Number 18. What's the relationship between these two angles here?
Alternate exterior.
Alternate exterior. Very good. Alternate exterior. Alternate exterior angles are equal to each other, are congruent. So we set these equal to each other. X plus 40 is equal to 2x minus 30. So first thing, we move the x's to the same side. This x is smaller, so let's subtract 1x on both sides. 1x minus 1x is gone now. This is positive 40 is equal to, what's 2x minus 1x? 1x, bring down the minus 30. How do we get x by itself? How do we get rid of the minus 30?
Plus 30.
We plus 30 on both sides. What's 40 plus 30?
70.
So x is equal to 70. All right, what's the relationship between these two angles that are right by each other? They're adjacent. What's the relationship between them? They're supplementary. They're supplementary. That means they both, add them both together gives you 180. So this is going to be 2x minus, sorry y'all, minus 10 is equal to 3x plus 30. Oh, 180. I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Add them together to equal to 180. All right, so we got 2x minus 10 plus the 3x plus 30. All of it is equal to 180 degrees. My apologies. We want to combine like terms. What terms can we combine here?
2x plus 3x.
What's 2x plus 3x?
5x.
5x. And what else can we combine here?
30 and 9 and 10.
30, positive 30, and a minus 10. What does that give you?
Negative 20.
Not negative 20.
Positive 20.
Positive 20. Very good, Chloe. Very good, Aaliyah. All right, so now what are we going to do to get x by itself?
Minus 20 on both sides.
Good, Tater. Subtract 20 on both sides. This is gone, and we're left with 5x is equal to, what's 180 minus 20? 160. Very good, Amanda. Now what are we going to do to get x by itself?
Division.
Divide by 5. Very good, Jalen. So let's type that in.
32.
That's 32. It is. All right, these two angles right here add up to be what?
90.
90. So we got x plus 58 is equal to 90. Now how do we solve for x?
Minus 58.
58.
Subtract 58 on both sides. Good job, babe. Okay. All right, so for homework, you need to finish these up. Please don't pack it up because you don't know what I'm going to say, okay? So this is part of Tuesday's homework. Also, on the next page, this is Tuesday's homework as well. There is going to be a homework help video for this. All the problems on this page, it's not that many. There is a homework help video for this, because I'm not gonna go over it in class. If I give it for homework, I'm going over it in the video, so I don't have to waste time doing that in class and I can move on. Any questions?
Yeah.
What's your question?
I mean, no.
Okay.